Big thanks to Diamond Select Toys for sending these out. Check them out at the link in the description down below, and you can buy them as well. Kaiju, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey there, collectors, it's Steven here, and I'm back with more Godzilla Vinimates for you to take a look at in this review. Today is going to be a rather interesting one. We're going to be taking a look at the normal 1954 Godzilla, which was a part of the first wave, the Halloween Comic Fest, Mechagodzilla, he's all blacked out, and then we have a New York Comic Con glow-in-the-dark Mechagodzilla exclusive. Woo. So we've got 3 Vinimates here. We're gonna have 2 unique exclusive ones and 1 standard release. So if you are thinking about picking these up, this review should definitely help you out because you always need more Mechagodzillas. Let's take a look to see which one of these are worth adding into your collection. We'll go ahead and take a look at Godzilla first, and they pretty much have a standard Godzilla body, which they're even going to be using for the next round of Vinimates, so just keep that in mind that they are saving a little bit of money on tooling, but to be honest with you, it looks just fine here. The new unique parts for Godzilla, specifically that head, yep, he looks pretty dopey, and I do have to say that I approve of it. We do have the nicely sculpted dorsal plates on this guy, which are very reminiscent of the 1954 design, which would be fitting since that's what this is supposed to be. The figure is essentially in a monochrome with a nice gray coloration with whites used sparingly here and there. Overall, if you're a fan of the 1954 design and you do like some sort of SD figures, well, congratulations, this is going to be a good one for you. Now harkening back to the days of Bandai where they would release black versions of Mechagodzilla here, there, and everywhere, we have the Comic Fest Mechagodzilla. Yep, he is keeping in line with the older Bandai vinyl figures and the different Chogokins and whatnot, and Mechagodzilla is pretty dang cool. Of course, he's just going to be a repaint, so he is using the first Vinimates release of Mechagodzilla, which is just fine for the sculpt, and the paint is actually impressively good. Why? They use gold paint on this one, which can be difficult for some companies to get correct. And here, there are really no issues with the paint. So, yeah, 2 big thumbs up for this exclusive. Now, the one you've probably all been waiting for, the New York Comic Con exclusive Glowy Mechagodzilla. This one is pretty cool because you can obviously, it has some white bands here and there. You can check out some of the finer details of this Mechagodzilla, but it has a unique gimmick. And just like the Comic Fest Mechagodzilla, it is obviously going to use the original Mechagodzilla sculpt, which is not the reason why we're really going to be taking a closer look at this. Of course, right now at this point, we'll take an up-close look at the sculpt because some of those details are actually going to be relatively difficult to see just by normal light, just because of the way that this thing looks. It's using a bright white plastic. But note that I did say this is a glowy version of Mechagodzilla. Why? Turn off the lights and it is glow in the dark, but it's not green. It's blue. And with those white bands all around it, this thing looks sweet. So, if you're a fan of glowy figures, then congrats. Diamond Select was able to help you out with a really neat looking Mechagodzilla. Now, these figures basically feature 1 point of articulation, which is going to be a neck swivel. That's for all of them. Godzilla, on the other hand, actually does have a technical ball-jointed tail, but you're really only going to be able to spin it around. That's because the tail is separated in the box. So if you're going to attach that, heat up the tail before you pop it onto the butt of Godzilla, so this way you're not breaking anything. Now we're going to go ahead and round out the review with a size comparison so this way you can see exactly how big these guys are. I pretty much chose what all the usual Godzilla collector suspects may have, at least the action figure lines, so you should have a good idea for a size comparison here. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Overall, the Vinimates line is shaping up to be something really cool, with the first wave being nice and the second wave looking great too. What we do have here are going to be some oddball exclusives, which some folks are going to want to hunt down and others not, but I do got to say, if you do look forward to getting these guys, you can definitely get them. The New York Comic Con Mechagodzilla may be relatively difficult to get because it is limited to 250 pieces, whereas the Halloween Comic Fest Mechagodzilla was limited to a free comic book day-esque event on October 26, 2019. So if you're looking to get that, you are probably going to have to hit up your local comic shop or find one online. And Godzilla is a standard release. So yeah, overall, all 3 here are pretty cool. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere and in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.